What's up YouTube? It's Kylie Martin here. I race the 17-20 women's expert class, and today we're going to be getting into all of the techie stuff that you guys should be knowing about your tire pressure. Okay, I know that you guys may be thinking they're just tires, whatever, no big deal, but the weather, the material on the track such as dirt, asphalt, soil tack, all of that stuff is going to play a major part in your tires, how you're riding, all of that stuff. So to make sure that you have a good lifespan on your tires and that your race results are all counting this late in the season, we got to make sure that we're following the right process here, guys. So let's get into it. All right, now you guys may be thinking, they're just tires, they can't be that complicated. You're wrong. You're so wrong on so many levels right now. Tires pop a lot less during the winter opposed to the summertime, which is why you should really be checking so much more during the summertime because of how much heat is out right now. The pressure will just continue to expand within your tires, which leads to the tube popping, whole lot of inconveniences, so much work to do, especially if it's the back tire. Oh my gosh. Changing a back tire is my least favorite thing to do in the world, which is why I have my dad do it. Front tires, I got that all day. I'm sure that's how you guys are too. But still, we want to alleviate having to change the tire as much as possible, which is why during all your summer sessions, you should really go, I usually aim for anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds lighter than what I usually run. And if it's too soft, then okay, you can make adjustments as needed. But just to be on the safe side with your tire not popping, run it a little bit lower. The pressure is going to expand anyways once you get out to the track. But like I said, guys, when it's colder, your tires are a lot less likely to pop. They're going to be changing a lot less frequently. Still be checking, but you don't need to be as on top of it and it's not as intense, you know what I mean? All right, so we're done with that weather portion. Let's talk about the different terrain types. BMX is changing so quickly, guys. I mean, for crying out loud, the Olympics track was purple. Okay, so it's hard to say what the future has in store, but let's just try and be as prepared as possible when it comes to approaching these different tracks that have all of these different types of terrain. So starting at basics here, dirt tracks. You want to run a lighter pressure, not so high, because if you think about it, dirt's going to be loose. You're not going to be able to have as much traction unless you have a lighter pressure, because that gives the tire more room to fully expand out a little bit, grip the ground better, things like that. If you're running it so tight that it's just kind of grazing over it, no wonder you're going to slide out and things like that. Something I often do too is I run my back tire higher than I run my front tire, just because that's just how I've always done it. I don't know why. I feel like leading into turns, you run it a lot more over the bike. I don't know. Like I said, it's just a personal preference that I've always had. You can obviously play around with it. You're going to only know how comfortable it is to ride on your own bike. But for me, I do find that playing around with the front and the back, I always run them at different just PSIs, I guess. But anyways, aside from that, that was the dirt aspect. Let's talk about asphalt and soil tacked here because I feel like they usually come in a combo. Soil tack tracks are going to run a lot quicker, obviously. You don't have to do as much maintenance on them for the track operators, which the reason for that is because you're getting rid of all the dirt, you're getting rid of hopefully all the ruts when you do it, and that's just really going to make that surface a lot smoother to roll over, which will set you up faster into the asphalt turns, which are going to shoot you in and out. This is the place where if you want to run a high pressure tire, you run a high pressure tire because the likelihood of you sliding out on it are so slim to none that you usually just fall in the actual track portion of it instead of the actual turns itself. So that's usually, honestly, in my opinion, where the turns and the tires play in with each other. They go hand in hand, okay? Usually if it's a tire like malfunction or something like that, it generally occurs in the turns when you slide out, things like that. Just keep that in mind. But there's that. Sealed turns. Before this is the last one terrain wise that we're going over. Sealed turns fall under their own category. Some tracks do them, some tracks don't. When you go into a sealed turn, I've only rode one before and this is how I got out of all my rounds without falling. Keep the bike more upright. You can run a little bit of a higher pressure because obviously you're going to be on a soil tack track usually. Run that tire pressure a little bit higher. Do not carve as much though, guys. That is how everyone's sliding out lately from what I've noticed when I was racing and things like that on those sealed turns. It's all about how you approach into the turn. Your tire will do the job, but it's just keeping them upright. I know that was probably going to be one of the things that I was like, I don't know if I want to touch on this or not, but it falls into its own category. I wasn't going to put it with soil tacked and asphalt, obviously. But yeah, it honestly all just depends on the type of terrain that you're on for what your tire pressure should be at. Weather plays a big part in that as well. It is summertime though, guys, so make sure that you're checking it. Once we get to Grands, it's going to be freezing as always, but that's okay because that means that we don't have to check it as much. so that's a plus. We don't gotta worry about any tires popping. Thank goodness. All right, guys, that is all that we're gonna be covering today. I hope that you are all taking away something from this video, though, that you're able to apply it as we start getting closer and closer to Grands. I know that Grands training is about to go crazy for everyone. I'm already seeing clinics get posted up. The time's coming soon, guys. Make sure that you are prepared, and especially your tires are prepared as you start that training regimen hard. Drop any questions, comments, concerns that you guys have down in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I am Kylie, and I hope that I see you guys out at a ride out or a race very soon, guys. See you guys in the next one.